Well, good morning. Boy, a lot of interest. We're excited to have you out at Sarasota Memorial Hospital today, but our main focus our focus has been on red tide and the impact of red tide to anybody, but obviously seniors. We have a lot of seniors in the region, and it's something that I've heard quite a bit over the last, I'd say, 6 months to a year about what we might want to take a look at in terms of the human effects on red tide, especially as that bout ran on for about 17 months. So in listening to some of the doctors and locals here, I took the initiative and introduced a bill. We got it passed out of the House for $6.25 million to study the impact, the human impact on red tide. And I feel very confident we'll get it pushed through the Senate fairly quickly.
So we're recruiting 400 volunteers. We take blood samples and urine samples from them when there's no red tide around. We measure the levels of neurotoxin. Then we see them again when there is a red tide around. We measure the levels again, and we see if that correlates with any symptoms that they're complaining of. And importantly, we'll look at other aspects of the red tide's effects on the neurotoxins' effect in the blood, such as inflammatory responses. So we'll look for antibodies and cells that could respond to the red tide neurotoxin. One of the basic questions that's not understood is, having a robust immune response a good thing, or is it a bad thing? Do you get more symptoms if you have a strong response, or less symptoms? We don't even know the basic answers to those questions. So getting this biosample in place will not just be helpful for our studies, but actually having these samples over long periods of time will be helpful for many other researchers as well as we go forward, and they want to look at other aspects of the exposure.
Dr. Mullins, have you already designed this study? Is it already in the works, or is it only something that can happen if you're able to pull down some of this NIH funding?
No, it's already happening. Right now we're funding it with fumes. I don't know quite how we're funding it right now, but going forward, of course, we'll be applying to the federal agencies to pull down money, as we usually do for our studies.